A very good day to you and welcome to Citizens Dialogue on First News. I am Becky Usaro. Rivers State is at the center of a political storm and the questions are getting louder. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is reportedly intervening to stop the impeachment of Governor Similaye Fubara, directing Wike to halt the process. But in the same move, the president is also said to have instructed the governor to recognize Wike as the undisputed political leader of the state. So what exactly is happening here? Can an elected governor be told who his political leader is? Is halting an impeachment a defense of democracy or interference in it? Who truly holds power in Rivers State? The ballots, the presidency, or political influence? And if leadership is undisputed, who exactly is doing the disputing? These are the questions we're asking on this segment. We now move on to insecurity. Nigeria is once again forced to ask painful questions about its security and its leadership. In Plateau State, bandits have carried out another deadly attack, killing 5 residents and a soldier deployed to protect the community. But why does this keep happening? How are bandits still able to strike with such ease? What does it say when civilians and even soldiers are no longer safe? Are security deployments actually protecting communities or merely responding after lives are lost? How many attacks will it take before insecurity is treated as a national emergency, not a routine headline? The hardest question of all, who is truly in control of Nigerian security? Still in politics, the People's Democratic Party finds itself in deep trouble and the questions are getting harder to ignore. How did internal disagreement turn into open political warfare? Why are Governor Shea Makinde and FCT Minister Wike now locked in what's been described as a dirty fight for control of the party? Is this about rebuilding the PDP or tearing it apart? Who is pulling the strings and who is really benefiting from this chaos? Can the PDP survive leaders who appear more focused on personal battles than party unity? And with elections always on the horizon, is the party already sabotaging itself? Joining us to interrogate these questions is Firstness political analyst King Sajalo. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the show, Citizens Dialogue of Firstness News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Joining me on set to have this conversation is Firstness political analyst King Sajalo. Please join us. How are you doing, King Sajalo?
Fine, thank you, Becky.
It's a pleasure having you on set. You look amazing all the time.
As always. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been a rainy day, right?
Honestly.
How was it like when you were coming to work?
Well, just as you said, indeed, it's so rainy.
Yeah, with the road construction and all that.
The rain atmosphere is so messed up.
Okay.
But we hope we get better soon.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's just head straight to the story for today. Looking at what's happening in Rivers State,
yes.
The president has reportedly ordered Wike to halt the impeachment of Governor Fubara. What does this intervention tell us about the balance of power between the presidency and state governments?
It's very clear. It's very clear. I think the president is trying to put two high stakeholders that are very connected to him himself, putting them in order not to affect his own coalition. Because if you could recall, even before his departure to Turkey, he also made this proclamation to the FCT minister for total settlement between him and the sitting governor of Rivers State. You understand? Now, if you look at the governor's arrangement and also his move, I think what he is trying to, make this settlement occur as soon as possible so that it doesn't affect his own administration purpose and also his ongoing rally. We know that Fubara, as it stands, is also known to be the chairman of the APC party here in Rivers State as the city governor.
Yes.
Then Wike is a full loyalist to the president, despite his unraveling statement or unraveling news of him still being in the PDP and also having something to do with the APC. That is left for him, but he's a loyalist to the president and he remains a loyalist, being a city minister. So for what the president and where the angle the president is coming from, he's trying to make amends so that it doesn't affect his rally, because he knows for sure that if these two political giants in Rivers State doesn't make settlement, definitely it will affect his ambition.
So how might this decision affect the political future of both Wike and Fubara? Could it fuel further conflict rather than resolve it? Looking at what's happening at the moment.
Fubara failing to be a loyalist to the FCT minister.
Are we saying that he's failing to be?
Of course, when I mean
or they're just having disagreements.
No, when I mean failing to be a loyalist, yes, some agreement and some statement that the FCT minister might have placed for him to concur with, which he might have reviews. Now, when I say let me use the word. Fubara currently still has this respect for Wike. Being by himself even before his election as the state governor of we all know the scenario, how the FCT minister, who was then the outgoing governor, brought him out so that he will become governor, in terms of campaign and thereabout. So they've been this close relationship. People will say, oh, it's a godfatherism thing. Or if you look at it,
when it comes to politics and politicians in yes. the country Nigeria, the way we are saying it is not really how it is.
It's not really how it is, because our leaders have lost it. That everything that should come out of politics, or that should come out of their governors, is what really concerns the people. That is what they don't realize. But we are looking at these two people now who are prominent people, even in Rivers State, and even in the eyes of the federal government himself. You understand? Because they are two prominent people. Let's be honest with ourselves. So Fubara, on the other hand, he still takes Wike as as an outstanding personnel that has contributed solely in his own administration, who has contributed to his remarkable stand as a sitting governor. But nevertheless, the governor, I think people say, oh, the Fubara is quiet, that is why he's being handled like this. No, he is just trying to avoid some certain crisis that might occur if the retaliation triggers. What do I mean?
Is the people of River State to affect?
Of course, that's what I'm saying. So that is what he's trying to avoid. You understand? So looking at Wike, in this stance should really hearken to what the president has really ordered in their both movements.
So just interjecting, instructing Governor Fubara to recognize Wike as a undisputed political leader of River State. How common is it for political leadership to be declared rather than earned? What implication does this have for democracy?
Well, it's still trying to put the governor to be how will I let me not use the word puppet. He's still trying to make the governor to be a messenger to the FCT minister in that regards. Now Fubara is a sitting governor and Wike is a minister of the FCT. Now, if you look at it, if not because of these two rivals who are from the same state, there shouldn't be any should I use the word activities. Currently, it's just like saying Fubara, the state governor, and Makinde, or your state governor, Fubara should pay loyalties to Makinde. It doesn't make sense and it doesn't match. That's what we are saying. If not because of the connection Wike has with the president and the activities is doing on behalf of the president, definitely I don't see any reason why Fubara should be regarding Wike as a disputing governor, just as you said,
undisputed political leader,
just as you said, because he has his own duties to run. He has his own primary assignment in the FCT. So I think the FCT minister should face his own primary assignment. That is what, if you recall, the FCTA associations that had dispute, protest and trying to ask the president to unseat the FCT minister. I think these are one of the results. These are one of the causes. You fail to focus on your own primary assignment, trying to intervene in your previous state of administration. Definitely, it doesn't give you a good remark as an FCT minister. So the thing is this: they should leave Fubara to focus on his own assignment as a sitting governor, so that the welfare of the people will be completely organized and recognized by the state through the sitting governor. Fubara and the Wike, on the other hand, should focus on his own assignment, so that at least even people will have this full trust that okay, yes, the FCT minister is doing the needful, is doing the is actually taking the primary assignment that has been assigned to him. And I believe this dispute, honestly, it is bringing bad reputation even in the APC. I think that is what they are failing to recognize as well. They don't really know that, look, the people cannot fully put their trust in a party whereby someone is having an anti-party activities running with the APC and slash the PDP. So definitely, if not, probably our country system has good judiciary and all these things would be fully addressed. But it seems that the mouth of the judiciary is quiet, and also the FCT minister is using the chances he has with the president to manipulate. Let me use the word manipulate the affairs of the Rivers State governor, and also some. You
said the chances he has with the president.
The president, yes,
what
of course.
By chances?
Yes, what I mean by the privilege is having with the president.
Privilege.
Of course, when I mean privilege, being an FCT minister, you are very close to the president. And also, if you look at this New Hope agenda, he's doing that for the president. So the president, I think he has the full backing of the president. That is why if you see him, you see the FCT minister, roaming around doing all this.
Okay, so just finally, do you see this as a stabilizing move for Rivers politics, or a sign of deeper control and centralization of power in the presidency?
It doesn't show any stabilized move at all. It's causing chaos, and
is it going to deepen the crisis in Rivers State?
That is if they don't hack into the call of the president. Definitely it will become worse. But if the FCT minister take instructions from the president just as he has ordered them, definitely I believe this menace will come to an end. But failing to do that, what else do we have? Because the sitting governor, definitely I know is not going to back down. He really has the mind of the people at hand, and he really wants to deal with the affair of the people as his own position. But someone trying to take total control of his own affair because probably he was a sponsor, or how he put it to be. So definitely there won't be any I would like good repetition in that effect.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's move to Plateau State. We have that bandits have killed 5 residents and a soldier sent to protect the community. How is this attack constantly? It's always happening in the northern state. How does this continue despite repeated military deployments?
In the present administration of President Tinubu, I think this is the 5th time such an incident is happening in the north central, and most especially in Plateau State, precisely. Even we could recall his election where he was even inaugurated as president. I think that eve, an incident happened in one of the local governments in I think in Just North, where bandits attacked some villagers and also set their houses ablaze. We also have some that happen in a few communities in this current administration. So we are talking about Plateau State has experienced banditry, have experienced these attacks from bandits 5 consecutive times. I'm not talking about other states right now, in Plateau State precisely, in the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I could still recall that there was one that happened late last year where the president himself had to fly down to Plateau State to give condolences, to console some of the affected family that bandit attacked and thereabout. And the question is this: I think looking at incidents constantly happening in that region, the question is, what have the president done so far to be able to stop this menace? You understand? So that such occurrence will not happen again. You understand? Now, let's go back to our discussion on that matter. Plateau State happened to be one of, before these administrations whereby bandits has really been unraveling the country, happen to be one of the peaceful states. You understand? You hear a lot of individuals, a lot of Nigerians who are even in other states, even here in Rivers, even in my state, Edo State, say, I would love to go to Plateau State because of the peaceful weather, because of the gloomy atmosphere. Now, looking at the incident happening, definitely it has driven, and it has cut short the mindset of people who tend to go there for exploration and thereabout. It has cut their mind off that region, and it is really affecting the economy of that state. Tell me, how will the state governor get revenues from their museums and establishments that are located in the state.
So let me just interject you. Are these incidents a failure of intelligence, logistics, political will, or all of the above? What's really happening when it comes to banditry? Why is it not coming to an end?
Yes, because the military, like I usually say, have failed to recognize their manpower. Nigeria, we should have been one of the strongest military in Africa, but our military forces has failed to recognize their manpower, and that is why some will say, oh, I think they
fail to recognize their manpower.
Yes, they fail to recognize their manpower. They don't, as in they don't know. Should I use the word? They don't know how powerful Nigeria are in terms of a military ranking in Africa.
Or is it that they are not putting enough?
Not that they are not putting enough
effort.
Now there are also critics saying that the president, being the chief of defense staff, fails to give orders. You understand? Now the president is the chief of defense staff. We also have ministers of defense and thereabout. I think these ministers, these individuals who are also in charge of the military forces, should commence actions, even not taking orders from the president himself. Now they have the willpower. I will put it that way. Yes, they have the willpower to do the necessity to secure life and property, most especially in this region. You understand? Even the president, who is the overall commander and the chief of Air Force in Nigeria, even if he doesn't give order, I think our ministers, military ministers, defense ministers, and thereabout should know the necessary thing to do. We are looking at a country of over 200 million something people. Definitely, we should know that yes, these people are highly exposed to terrorism. We are not the only country in Africa experiencing terror attack, but Nigeria as a whole, looking at our economic system and what we carry, we should know the necessary thing to do. We should know that yes, we need the full service of our military forces in this country. So that is why I use the word, the militaries fail to know their willpower.
Okay, so finally, what are the political implications of these attacks continued unchecked, both for local leaders and the federal government?
Of course, they are getting bad reputation. Just like what I've always been saying, the president is running for an election coming 2027, and this menace are happening in your country. What do you expect? How do you tell these people will come out to vote for you when they've experienced this crisis long before now, when they keep experiencing this crisis, in their communities, in their villages, their cities, in their school, most especially children who are being affected by it? What do you expect? Definitely, just as the NNPP chairman one time said that he challenged the president himself that if he's not going to rig it, if he will not involve rigging in the election, that definitely he doesn't see APC emerging as winning as winners of 2027 coming presidential election. Yes, he stated it fast that with the ongoing crisis happening in the country, how then do you think these people will come out again to vote for you? That is a very, very simple, clear fact here. Let's not deceive ourselves. We keep throughout last week, I think almost every day on the news, on the broadcast, we hear bandit attack. Is it that until we wait for the intervention of Donald Trump? We have our own military. We have what it takes to protect ourselves. We must not start looking up for a foreign intervention first before we know how to protect it. We have what it takes. Every day budgets are being ordered from the Senate. Budgets are being passed to the Senate to be able to get some equipment to improve our military intelligence and also improve our security forces. But yet, what are the outcome? So that is the question. What are the outcomes? So anyone saying that with all of this happening, that this present administration is doing well, the person should think twice.
Thank you so much, King.
Thank you, Becky.
It's still the show Citizens Dialogue on First News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Uzero. Still here on set with me is First News political analyst King Sojalo. Let's go for a short break and we'll be diving into the PDP. Let's ask the question, what is really happening in the PDP? Is the crisis in PDP getting deeper, or is there solutions to what's happening? When we return, First News political analyst is here to help us give a direct answer to those questions. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the show, Citizens Dialogue on First News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Uzero. Still here on set with me is First News political analyst King Sojalo. Thanks for joining us. Jalo was seeing what's happening in the PDP every day. It's as though the PDP crisis is deepening. It's not just coming to an end. So is this conflict?
Terrorism issues.
Yes, insecurity and all that. So is this conflict about ideological differences, personal ambitions, or simply a struggle for control of the party?
When you say personal ambition, I think I go with that.
Oh, personal ambitions. Because control for who is going to hold the state, the power.
It's not the same thing. Because if you look at it, these two individuals arrived, should I put it that way?
They were once very good friends.
Exactly, yes? They were among the G5. Yes, G5.
For the
thank you.
Hope, the renewed hope agenda.
Yeah, exactly. Even in the 2023 election.
Yes, and all of a sudden, I think Wike said that.
See, Becky is very clear.
Betrayed him.
He's very clear. Yeah. Calling themselves vagabond, what they call it, vampire. That is not the case. I think our politicians should mind what they say and mind their speech. These are prominent people that a whole civilization look onto. Okay. You understand? So they should mind the way. Exactly. They are ruling human beings, for crying out loud. They should mind how they throw their conflicts. I think this conflict shouldn't be something that should be moving on air. It should be something within themselves. You understand? I think our politicians are really see, honestly, what I want to say is like they don't really follow the constitution that governs governorships and ministerial positions in the country. It seems they don't know, or they allow their grief to define them. We all know. Now let us look at it. Look, I think if you look at Seyi Makinde, I am not trying to make anybody the actor here. I'm not trying to make any other one the antagonist. No, these two individuals has been a long run of this party for a very long time, and we can state the fact. You understand? Seyi Makinde came into this platform, became a governor through this platform. You understand? And someone who became a governor through a certain platform and choose to stand by that platform no matter the internal crisis, he really deserve kudos. Same also with Nyesom Wike. He came through this platform. He has also been a committed member in this platform for a very long time in terms of finance and in terms of just like the way he came. But when there is a sign of betrayal involved, in a certain group who are pursuing a common goal, definitely what do you expect? You understand? Now Seyi Makinde, in his own side, we see that he is hunting on or debunking this action or this arrangement of trying to use this platform to support an opposition. That is just it. And I think he's doing the right thing. For an individual who choose to say, okay, with this platform and with everyone who dwells in it, we are going to support an opposition. Please, who is to be blamed here? Who is really the vagabond or who is really the vampire? Let's be honest with ourselves. Recently, the judiciary court recognized the Wike faction with that of what's his name, Samuel, and
Samuel
Anyanwu, yes, and also some other delegates, Fayose, recognized them as the prominent rulers of the PDP, and failed to still yet to recognize that of Wike and the Turaki faction and thereabout. Now let's be honest. Where is the judiciaries? The judiciaries, where are they? Are they actually following the right procedures of constitution? That is the question. So most times when I use the word the judiciary system has failed, are not really working in this country, I know what I'm saying.
So let me just interject you, okay? Could this crisis push key stakeholders to switch allegiances, and what would that mean of the opposition landscape?
Of course, they have already been switching. PDP, in terms of governorship, I think it's just two left, Adamawa, and recently even one of these governors, is it Taraba, defected to the APC. Bauchi, yes, I think there are just 2 or 3 of them left in the party. So it has really been affecting most of the defectors from the party to other party like ADC or APP. They will tell you it's the internal crisis. To me, most times I don't blame those governors or ministers who are defecting or senators who are defecting. This is the thing. Everyone needs an environment where there is peace, so that you'll be able to achieve your goal properly. You understand? Fine. They've been saying that they were talked into it, they were persuaded to do so, or they were awarded some few amount. I think now when you are in a platform that that the crisis is affecting your own administration and also affecting your own race as a city governor, it is bound to affect your state. So
it happens generally in everything. But finally, is the PDP capable of reconciling these differences, or are we witnessing a slow unraveling of one of Nigeria's major parties falling apart?
Well, if from my own point of view,
yes.
PDP looks as if it's about falling apart, but
okay.
On the long run, just as I usually say most time, there is no problem that doesn't have a solution. Exactly.
Yes.
Now, I think it's very simple. I know, yes, the Sheyi Makinde factor and Turaki, they've tried so hard. Yes, and from the look of things, they don't even recognize the Wike faction as members because they claim they were suspended in the November convention in Oyo State, we could recall. Yes, but this faction are not ready to back up. They are not ready to give up. They proclaim PDP as their own. If it will be possible, Becky, if it will be possible,
and the PDP still come back
yes,
again
reconciliation,
together, like
yes. But from my look of things, PDP in these factions will not want to reconcile until a particular arrangement is being achieved. Now, what do I mean by this arrangement? Wike have said that look, he is ready, he is loyalist to the president, and we all know that the president is in the opposition. So definitely he tends to achieve this ambition in voting for the president, probably using this platform until that, in his own view, in his own side, until that is achieved. That is when, I think.
But you're not Wike, so how are you going to be sure about that?
Of course, but we all know that he has been making it clear that look, I am ready to vote for the president.
Okay.
Claiming to be in the PDP.
So what you're trying to say now is, if he shows the energy he's giving on that side, if he can bring the same energy to support somebody who is going for the president,
exactly, in that platform,
PDP,
exactly,
that's what he wants.
But he doesn't believe in that. He doesn't believe that PDP, or should I use what? He doesn't believe that. He doesn't wants to believe in any candidate the PDP will produce. And I think the PDP should act fast in producing a presidential candidate so that it will escalate. What do I mean by escalating? So that those factions who don't believe the party system will either support or will either leave.
Thank you so much, King Sojalo.
Thank you, Becky.
It's always a pleasure having you on set.
Thank you so much, Becky.
Thanks, everyone. That's our show for today. Citizens Dialogue on First Nurses Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.